So, what am I exposing today? The entire state, Florida, but not in a way that you think. I have nothing personal with this state, no grudge, no nothing. I just want to clarify, there are specific things I'm exposing about the state. So, had to move out of place. So, how can I even... Alright. So, put this down. Unless you are people be living under a rock with no Wi-Fi, I'm sure you have seen countless of YouTubers that talk about statewide statistics and all that thing. There's one thing, the part that I'm exposing here, that is not being said. So, you don't go to a state that, and this is not like blue state or white state or red state thing, whatever. This is directly on the people, anybody, right? Especially those coming from the Northeast. And I know right now, as I saw the weather in February 2026, you know, there's a literal snowstorm. There was a literal heavy snowstorm all the way there from New Jersey and New York, where it came from originally. I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. Starting there. A lot of you people think, oh, why was a mistake if every motherfucker out there is saying that Florida is the best state? That depends on what it means for them to say that. Do not take that literally from nobody. So let me tell you, why was a mistake to go from leave the Northeast to Florida, specifically, when there are better states like Texas, North Carolina, and I don't mean on absolutely everything. Although Texas is better than a lot of things. I could have go back to Colorado, Utah, I could go to Minnesota, I could go to Chicago, I could go anywhere, and I choose Florida. Despite researching everything up, inside out, for a whole year, actually. There's something I didn't find out. Jobs here, for anybody of you out there that is trying to come to a state starting from scratch, from zero, like I did. Do not come to Florida, do not go to Alabama, do not go to a metropolis, like, do not go to a major city, because you're going where it's already overpopulated, like here. You're going where everything's already taken, like here. So I know there are people that, unless you're corporate, have a career, already have at least 6,000 to 10,000 in savings to wait a long time, especially because from October to all the way to March, it's so freaking slow for so many jobs. They're piling resumes, piling applications. They're not gonna hire nobody because after up to over 1,000 applications have sent, so many jobs, no, few interviews, that's it. So, and I hear that some people's locals say that, own businesses say that they don't hire because a lot of them are afraid of how uncertain things are gonna be. But there's more than that. That includes resume collecting fraud, you know, job posting replicas and fraud on that. The fact that because it's slow and overpopulated, not to mention that there's a gender specific, stereotype specific, race specific. You know, some jobs are looking for that. You know, for example, I was a assistant manager, right, on a store that had more black people than white people. And despite the fact that I have plenty of jobs in the past where I work with absolutely every race that exists on the planet, period. So, and get along with all of them. I understand what happens when you work in a place there is no diversity. Once you're up or very slow to diversity, excuse me, they will not hire you. And if they do, they will prioritize other employees over you. They will give the opportunities of the employees that are like them instead of you. Matter of fact, they will indirectly find or directly find ways to make you get suspended or fired. Been there, done that, seen that, experienced that. So what else? So if you go to a place that you're white and Hispanic, and you go to a place that specifically you see a bunch of black people in demographics, you know, your chances of getting a job are very low, almost none. And guess what? South Florida has a lot of areas like that. The whole West Palm area all the way to fucking down Miami. So And if you're Hispanic like me, and then you go to Miami area, which is where the most Hispanics are, then you're competing with a bunch of them, and it's overpopulated and everything is taken anyways. So your chances of making it are quite small if you start from scratch. This is not a state, and there are many states out there. You don't go there to start from scratch. You go there, you already have a business, have a network, have some capital, have some investments, have something, have family, have contacts, have network. You don't go there by yourself starting from scratch. You're not gonna make it. So for all the people in the Northeast, anywhere from the Northeast, Central North, or Northwest, thinking that, oh, the best state is Florida because it has no winter, because of the weather, because of the beach. None of that shit matters when you're starting from scratch. None of that shit matters if it's overpopulated and there's people here waiting for months, and you're just coming here taking their thinking that you're gonna pass over them the application through the application and interviews and all that shit if they are even hiring to begin with. So don't come here. You just don't come here, right? This is not a place where you start from scratch. That's number one. Because if you do that mistake like I did, even if I researched the freaking state, then most likely you'll become homeless, right? Most likely, long before they even call you. There's something else. If they hire you, the job stability here is very low too. The job security is very low, meaning that there's no employment protection of any kind. Like, they can fire you for anything or without anything, honestly. They just wake up tomorrow and say, I feel like I'm gonna fire this guy or this woman. Boom. Some made up excuse, reason, see ya, you're done. So the job security here is very almost non-existent. Neither the job stability. There are exceptions though. For very professional level, there's a difference. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about any normal job out there, right? So, what else? If you become homeless because of the fact that you come here and apply and there's no jobs, guess what? The shelter and shelter services and housing and service programs, everything, right? Everything that every type of resources, there's a long delays. I'm talking about 30 to 60 to 90 days waiting. Who the fucks waits for that? When you are in a crisis situation, who the fucks waits for 30 to 60 days? Leave the fuck out of the state. Easy. Like, better off going to Georgia, better chances there, or the state on the north, or any state in the central north. You have much better chances up there. Fuck the cold, you know. And I'm fine with it. I like winter. This place has no winter, which I fucking hate. So, as a matter of fact, I like all stations. All seasons. I don't just like summer and that's it. No, it's fucking depressing to me. You know, it's not what fires me. Look at this fucking idiot watching me. So, second, fuck you're watching. There's no the resources and the system that helps for those. It's horrible. It's a disaster. So, yeah. So let me put it like this: best states to start from scratch, I would say definitely Texas and Oklahoma, Kansas. Is that the state next to Oklahoma, right side? Yeah. And some people say Wyoming, some people say Illinois, some people say in North Dakota, South Dakota. They're not just greater states to start from scratch, right? But any state that doesn't have overpopulation, has not just winter but all 4 seasons, right? Especially those winter central to north, right? Because in winter it helps a lot in many things, and that's just another video. I cannot put all the advantages of being a winter state when it comes to economics, finance, starting from scratch. That's a whole different video. But in resume, they're not just much better states to start from scratch, and prices your money will stretch far more in those states than in Florida, than in California, than in New Jersey and New York. Absolutely. So you're much better off there. So also, because it's a winter state, any winter state, there has to be more reliable, you know, states, because winter put you to the test, put everything to the test. So in winter there's more at stake, you know, so forcing systems to be more reliable, you know, especially when it comes to job opportunity, cost of living, housing, or if you're rock bottom, all sort of resources. Here, there's no speed. There's no urgency for anybody. They don't care if you live or die. They'll just throw your body to the ocean. So, I mean, now you come to Florida. Does that mean it's a